We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. On today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is, so this is hot sauced because, you know, there's beer in it. So this is a 3-pack of beer flavored hot sauces. We have a Pilsner, an IPA, and a Stout. This is from a company called MSRF, and they do basically novelty gifts, like you might give it away at a office party or something like that. So they did a bunch of these. These are part of the Wal-Mart novelty holiday gift things. What's interesting here is I've never seen this before. So we have refrigerate after opening, which is normal, and use within 4 weeks, which is less normal. And so ideally, so we have the stout flavored hot sauce, we have IPA and Pilsner. So they're all the same except for the type of beer. So we have basically just a red cayenne sauce. We've got the vinegar, we've got red cayenne pepper mash, which is the peppers and salt. We have salt, we have stout, and well, I don't know what FL natural means, actually. So we have beer type FL natural, stout type FL natural, IPA beer type FL natural. I don't know what that is. And the last thing is xanthan gum. So MSRF doesn't actually make sauces. They're just a they put together, like I said, gift packages, and that's mainly what they do. So anyway, as you guys, longtime viewers, probably have noted, especially if you also follow the blog, a couple things. I try to go through Walmart when there's clearance, because I started doing this at Big Lots right around the time I actually started the blog. And I think it's a lot of fun to just try random stuff. This one was $5, and it's about 6 ounces total. So I don't think it's going to be great. And in fact, again, longtime readers and people who follow along will know that I very specifically don't tend to really enjoy liquors or wines or beers in my hot sauces. So, but this one I thought would be kind of fun, and I thought, you know, for $5, it's probably worth just me doing it now, just, you know, just for fun, you know, because by the time I get around to the other ones, yes, they're on clearance, and yes, you can get some good buys, but they might also be gone. And, you know, a lot of people are looking for gifts. Oh, this is just annoying. This glue is... Anyway, they're looking for gifts that they can give, because chili heads, I think, can probably be a touch hard to shop for, unless you know what you're actually trying to buy. And people who aren't chili heads, I don't think necessarily do. So, yeah, this one is the glass here. We've got, this one is the Pilsner. So let's break loose the IPA, and we'll look at all of them in our white plastic spoons that don't like things to be stuck to it. This is very frustrating. I really wish this wasn't on here. I just happen to be wandering around, and so there's some of the sets I've done in years past, which you can either get to. It's probably easiest to actually go through the blog where it's direct linked to the different sets. But you can also just go to the main hot sauce playlist right here on the YouTubes. Get to it that way. But if you want just one thing, everything is sorted into table and contents and stuff on the blog. Any of the sauces there that I have done a video of are linked there as well. And then you can, if you're interested in my flowery wording about some of those things, you can also read through that. Most of the reviews are fairly short. Boy, this is just... I don't want this sticking to my refrigerator door, so yes, I am going to waste a bunch. But this is good, so you can see what actually you might come across if you give this to somebody, is they gotta get all this stupid glue crap off of the bottle, because otherwise it's going to come off on my fridge door, and boy do I not want that there. So yeah. Oh. Wow, this one is really... we might have to, well, I might have to just call it good from here. You can soak this, by the way, in like rubbing alcohol, and that will tend to dissolve this adhesive and loosen it up a little bit. But I think we're okay there. Okay, and the last one is this stout. And let's put that over there. You know what? I should have probably put the glue in there before I did that. It's fine. It's fine. Boy, this is annoying. Why? So sometimes these sets are packaged really, really oddly. Usually I unbox all of them on camera. I want to keep that tradition going. And these are just mini reviews. So mini reviews, I just generally don't always have a lot to say. There's sometimes is my usual rating. So I have a rating scale on the blog, and sometimes there's not. Okay, so there we go. We've got... boy, that's going to drive me crazy. Okay, so we got the... so we'll go... what's interesting is that the IPA looks like it's lighter to me than is the Pilsner, which really shouldn't be the case. All right, let's get these. Oh, wow. Okay, so I think we know why they want to use this within 4 weeks, because these caps don't look so wonderful. Wow. 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 Okay. This is gonna be fun. Okay. So a lot of times, because these are, not generally expensive sets, I don't feel bad about binning any of these things. So here's what's interesting. This one, the Pilsner, is full all the way to the top. This one is just slightly above the bend, and this one is a little bit further than that. Interesting. I don't know where the 2 ounce mark is on this. I've done a 5 ounce. You know how much is actually in a 5 ounce? I won't be doing that with these. This is kind of bad though to have it this full, because, like, look, you can't really agitate this. So do they use actual beer, or is this beer flavoring? I guess is kind of the other question. But so there's the pour for the Pilsner. Licking the threads, that's not bad. Let's set that down right there. Get it where you guys can see it. Okay, let's try to actually agitate these. It does taste a touch fakey, though, to be honest. But all right, here is the IPA. Not well, yeah. There is a little bit of a. So this one's more of a red orange. This one's more of an orange. We'll. Oh, that's interesting. This one actually seemed to have a little bit more heat in it too. I wonder if it fermented. And finally, the stout. This is a really funny idea for sauces to me. I do like it though. I like the idea. All right. Oh, Oh, that is interesting. If these are like extracts of the different beers, they're quite good. Surprisingly, wow, that is not offensive. But this really is sticking with my favorite kind of sauce as well. So here's the. You can see we can kind of compare the two. This is the Pilsner, and this is the IPA. Pilsner and the. Hang on, let's do this. Pilsner and the Stout. Stout is the one on the right. These two are closer than is this one. This one's got kind of a almost a yellowy, light orangey haze to it. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. All right, so what should we start with? Let's just go in the order I opened it. So we'll start with the Pilsner. Okay, so this I'm not getting a lot of beer flavor out of. I am pretty pleased though. It's a okay-ish cayenne sauce. It's pretty straightforward actually. Don't really get a lot of beer out of this. Let's try the IPA. Wow. This one's quite crisp. This one reads as a lot more tongue-tingly and bitey than does this one. I find that really, I mean, it's almost like it's hotter, which really doesn't make sense. This one actually has a little bit of a punch to it. I don't know where that came from. I'm not getting the impression there's extractives in this. These are made in the United States and then assembled in China. I don't know who's producing this. It's cayenne sauce, you know, anybody can produce that. Right, here we go with the stout. This one has by far the most beer flavor to it. This one is really good. Wow. I like this one. This one I really am not sure about. This one's got a little bit of oddness to it. So this one's relatively straightforward, the Pilsner. The Stout has a really nice beer vibe to it. Actually, that I quite like. I mean, you know, conceptually, I think beer and booze and stuff can work in a hot sauce, and I just think most of the time it doesn't. This one, I feel like it definitely does. I like this actually quite a lot. These are all pretty enjoyable, except this one is just a bit weird. So if I had to rank them, I think I would give this one a slight edge over this one. These two are the best ones, the Pilsner and the Stout. This one I would give a slight edge just because it's a little bit unique. It's got more flavor. It's got a very intriguing flavor dynamic to it. This one is just basically a straightforward cayenne sauce, but that's my favorite style of sauce, so that's never going to go wrong with me. This one, it's just got a little weirdness to flavor. I'm not sure I'm going to keep this one actually around. So $5 for 4 ounces for a cayenne sauce is not really a good deal, but it's not horrible as compared to hot sauces generally. And you do get some interesting flavor dynamics to play with, you know, and that speaks. These kind of sets speak more to the foodie adventurer spirit within me, I think, than strictly a chili head type thing. So I tried to get something at a uniform for everything. So we're just doing chicken tendies, boring old chicken tendies. In this case, though, it's because I really wanted there to be just a very straightforward base. So this one, the IPA, we are going to put this. on this one, the smallest one. I think I'm going to do the same thing with all of them. I'm just going to pour it on and let it soak a little bit. Boy, that's really strange why it's... I don't understand what they're doing here with this. I mean, it's cool though. I'll take a little bit of punch wherever I can get it. All right. And let's see. All right, let's do this. Let's do the stout here on this bruiser. This is a really gorgeous sauce. I don't know if there's actual beer in any of these. I'm inclined, honestly, to doubt it. But I will say this stout, what they've done with this is really interesting. I really like this. This reminds me of a really good homebrew. I used to be a homebrewer. This stout reminds me of a really good homebrew, even though it's a hot sauce. I've never actually attempted to make a hot sauce. Maybe someday. Maybe someday I'll try my hand at that. I don't know. There's so many, that's the question, right? There's so many good ones out there that part of the time I don't necessarily want to do projects like that just to duplicate stuff. Like a lot of the projects I've done over the years has been because I want to see or hear or taste a certain thing and nobody else was doing it, so I didn't really have a choice. The only way to bring it into the world to see it done was to have me do it directly. But with hot sauce, I'm not sure I could even equal, any of the really good ones, let alone surpass them. So, but I might try it just for curiosity, like a fermented sauce or something. Never know. All right, this is the IPA. A little bit more of that. I don't love it. But the question becomes, is it bad enough for me to bin it? Probably not. I'll probably use it. It's just got such an oddness of flavor, though. It's not bad per se. It's so much different than the other two, and it shouldn't be. I don't understand. It's okay. Ish. I wouldn't want this again, actually, though. So maybe I won't be finishing this. I'm not sure. It definitely is my least favorite of these three. Part of what I'm trying to do here also is to determine which I like better, and then that will be in the Q4 2023 wing thing. Definitely will not be this one. But I think I'll probably use it up. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Alright. Let that stout soak a little bit longer. Move on to the Pilsner. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward cayenne sauce. I'm getting some little traces though of the beer. Just like an accent though. Nothing forceful at all. I mean, yeah, it's fine. There's... This one I definitely will be using up. I use a lot of cayenne sauce fairly normally. I was going to say, with winter coming, you know, and use heavier dishes and stuff. But I use it all the time. No point in saying that. I definitely like it better than the IPA. I can't say I love it though. I think that is one of the drawbacks of this sauce set though, to be honest. If you don't like vinegar forward sauces, this might not be the better kit set to get. Some really smart, enterprising hot sauce company will eventually glom onto the idea that what they should really do is do a set with all different styles instead of doing a set with variations on one style. Somebody like Angry Goat, for instance, or Cajuns, you could do multiple representatives of different styles. I think in 2-ounce bottles. You know, as an introduction to the chili world. So people could get an idea what type of sauce they like. Mexican style, Louisiana style, Louisiana cayenne. You could even do a Cajun instead of that, if nothing else. Fruit-based sweet hot. This is a stout. A little bit more on there, I think. But I'm actually kind of surprised Bravado hasn't done something like that. Torchbearer, I think, does have something like that, where you try mini bottles of all their sauces. Their approach to sauce is radically different from almost everybody else. I think it's a great idea, though. If I was less familiar with Torchbearer stuff, I'd probably get one of those. Oh, man. Well, this is far and away the winner, the stout. That is. It reminds me, not so much of a stout, it reminds me of an amber. A really nice, malty amber. One of the first real successes as a home brewer was with an amber that I had, and it's always had a special place in my heart. There's one called London Pride, which really, I think, more closely approximates the stuff that I brewed up. If you're interested as to what I was getting out of it. little bit of the maltiness, a little bit of hoppiness, oddly, so that's not a thing that you would really get ever in stout. But it also makes me think this is probably using extractives. So maybe it's just a nostalgia hit, but I find the stout to be more flavorful than the other two. I do like it better. So that one, for those of you keeping score, will be in the Q4 2023 wing thing. And just as a sneak peek, with that this year, for this round, I'm really going to try to go for flavor because the last couple have just been brutal heat. When I'm out of Constrictor, I was out of my number 10 for a lot of those. But there are several 8s. Several 9s, I mean. There are several 9s. A few 7s. I think there was 3 or 4 9s last time I did it. I mean, it gets pretty punchy. One after another of those things. You're hitting every single super hot out there. I mean, not the Pepper X, obviously, or Apollo. Or some of the ones that are, newer to the scene, like Primatalis or whatever. But the established ones, the Primos, the Reapers, the Scorpions, the Ghosties, it's hitting all those. Might be a Fatality in there, maybe. Oh, there is Pepper X actually in one of them. One or two of them. There'll be a Bootla. With that wing thing being a make or break for that specific sauce. Okay. I can't really do it like a podium here. I don't have things to do height with, but what if I did this? What if I did this to position it? Alright. So, first best is stout. Second best is the Pilsner. And trailing last is the IPA, which is just really kind of a sort of the odd one of the bunch. The stout will be going to the 2023 Q4 wing thing. Okay, so let me talk about the set here for a second. So this set, I think, is kind of interesting. I mean, it's fine for a novelty. It's not hot enough to actually hurt anybody. There's precious little heat in any of these, of course. This is variations on a theme of a cayenne Louisiana style sauce. So think like Frank's Red Hot, just with different flavor variants to it. So an IPA, be India Pale Ale, which tends to be a very, very typically a high alcohol, high ABV, but also a very, very hoppy beer. The Pilsner is the stuff that Budweiser, Miller Lite, all that kind of stuff. The Urquell from Czech, it's not like a German Pilsner where it doesn't have that very specific sort of hoppiness to it, like a Grolsch or a St. Pauli Girl. It's more like an American Pilsner, I would say. And the stout's a very black, dark beer. Guinness, Murphy's, two of the more well-known ones. But really, the flavor is much more like an amber for me, and not an over-hopped amber, just more of a straightforward amber, like I said, the London Pride, which is, by the way, a fantastic beer if you like drinking beer. So That's sort of the variation on the theme, but these are very vinegar forward. You're really getting the full impact of a cayenne Louisiana style sauce. That's what you're getting. You're not getting different types of sauces. You're getting one specific type with just sort of variations on the theme. So if that's what you decide to get, you probably want to make sure that the person that you're getting this for likes the vinegar forward type hot sauces. But if they like Frank's, then there's no reason why they wouldn't like something like this, or Texas Pete or any of those. So yeah, this is, I think, one of the first sets I'm actually going to use up all the sauces from. And there's only 2 ounces here. You can see just me, I opened all these up on camera, and we're not quite to the halfway on this one, but I probably used at least a third of all these. So it's going to go through here in kind of hurry, no restrictor caps or anything like that. So pretty solid. Is it worth $5? Yeah, that's debatable, because you can't. I don't know of any place you can go out and just buy these things. These are just kind of a there and then they're gone. Kind of like doing art on your steamy bathroom mirror, right? So novelty aspect, depending on how much you like novelty stuff, sure, maybe. I personally would not buy these at full price again. I would wait for clearance, but again, that's just me. So, but I think we've run this thing long enough for 3 small bottles of sauce. There it is, the MSRF beer. What are we calling this? Beer flavored hot sauce, 3-pack. Available at Walmart. I don't know if it's anywhere else or not, but definitely at Walmart for the holiday season of 2023. Number 4. In peace. To serve the flame.